31% of Americans admit that they cannot unplug or disconnect from their phones or any other digital products that they have. 62% of Americans or online users reoccur digital burnout on a regular basis. Think about that. 62% of us here in the United States can't figure out how to unplug. And when we do, we feel the digital burnout that is just creating additional stress in our lives that we never had to deal with before. The reason this topic actually is coming up today is I had a client come in and he was talking about his professional burnout and how he can't unplug from work or feel like he can't unplug from work, and he feels like he has to respond to every email and every text immediately, no matter whether he's working on the clock or not. And he's not alone. 60% of professionals feel the pressure to answer work-related issues, whether it is on a Saturday, a Sunday, it is after hours, they're at a kid's ball game, or what have you. So what can we do to alleviate, or let's even just go from the beginning. What are some of the symptoms of digital burnout? Because this is something that is new to a lot of us, and is really new to the medical profession and some of us that are dealing with it in the mental health field. It's an emotional drain from notifications. We get a Instagram pop-up, we get a Facebook pop-up, we get an email pop-up, we get a text message, and we're constantly hearing the ding, 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 and it really can absolutely drive us nuts because we don't know how to disconnect from that notification systems and the anxiety from disconnecting, that if we miss a text message or if we miss something, that it's going to be the end of the world. I mean, realistically, the digital burnout is FOMO. It's the fear of missing out. It's the fear of missing that text message. It's the fear of missing our friends, of what's going on social media. And that's the other thing is with social media, we compulsively check, and whether it's TikTok, whether it's Snapchat, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Pinterest. I mean, I can go on and on and on, and that doesn't even include our work emails, our personal emails. It doesn't include our Slack channels. And I mean, like I said, I can continuously go on and on and on. And, that compulsive screen checking is what is creating this anxiety or this buildup and this why we can't unplug. And the other thing it's doing, and that we don't even realize it, is chronic eye strain. At the end of the day, when you're rubbing your eyes, there's a reason. We're looking at our devices too much. And so we really need to figure out what those drivers are and why, we're creating this anxiety. Some of these drivers are 24/7 availability. We allow ourselves to be available 24/7. What's the first thing a lot of people do in the morning? They pick up their phone. What's the last thing that you're doing at night? You're doom scrolling. So it's figuring out how to unplug and create different positive habits throughout the day that are going to help with this digital burnout. The content switching, like I said earlier, is driving this anxiety. We're going from one platform to the next platform. We're going from email 1, email 2, text message 1, text message 2, messaging, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp. I mean, it's endless on where we try to gain or we actually get information from. And it's creating this stress because if we're not connected, then what are we? And speaking of connection, I mean, the other part of it is connection issues. What if the internet's not working? What if the phones aren't working? What if we have poor cell phone service? What if I can't upload a video? I mean, it's all those things that go into the digital burnout and create even more stress than we ever thought about before. I mean, again, 62% of online users report digital burnout on a regular basis. So let's think about some of the ways that we can reset so we can, get rid of this fatigue and get rid of some of this digital burnout. And, the easiest way, as I just mentioned, is 30 minutes in the morning, don't pick up your phone. 30 minutes at night, read a book, an actual real book, something that's analog, that substitutes that digitalness that we are experiencing today. 30 minutes in the morning, no phone. Get up, make your coffee, do your routine, wash your face and everything else, but leave your phone on the nightstand. And better yet, it shouldn't even be on the nightstand. Put it on your desk in your office. Put it next to the door. It doesn't matter. Just keep it out of range so that your brain can reprogram itself not to want that dopamine. In your house, have no tech zones. For instance, at the dinner table for 20 minutes or 30 minutes with the family, nobody's allowed to have a phone. You actually guys got to talk to each other. Maybe it's when you're sitting on the couch or a certain part of the room that there is no technology allowed. And that way, when you enter, you have to put your phone down or you have to put your iPad down and you go in and again, no Kindles. You actually pick up a physical book and read or do something else in that area that is, again, a tech-free zone. One of the things I always tell my clients when I'm working with them, and especially the high achieving individuals that are CEOs and things like that, is batch notifications. The biggest thing is when we look at our desktop, we always have in the bottom right corner that email that pops up and we look at it right away. Well, turn those notifications off and schedule your time to check your emails throughout the day. I always recommend maybe 4 times a day: once in the morning, once in the late morning, once in the early afternoon, and once before you go home. And that way you're scheduling your time to say, I'm spending 15 minutes on emails, 15 minutes on emails, 15 minutes on emails. And that will help you alleviate and actually focus on work and get engaged on the projects that you're working versus seeing that pop up and then thinking, oh, I got to respond to Miss Smith, or I got to tell Mr. Johnson about something. And those pop-ups really distract us and, create us to lose focus on what we're working about. And it's creating this burnout. Those are just some of the ways, like I said, that we can actually work. Those are some of the ways that we can actually work to reset the digital burnout that we're experiencing in society today. And, again, some of the other issues that come with it, like I said, are social media fatigue. Digital boundaries definitely need to be set. And it's something that you set personally. And what does that look like? It depends on what you want to. But again, it goes back to what we just talked about, the 30 minutes in the morning, the technology zones and things like that, or, and so on and so forth. The other thing is that, when we talk about work, again, 60% of professionals feel pressure to answer work emails and work-related messages throughout the day. And some of that comes from this work hybrid bonding that we have. Some of us that do work at home or do have a hybrid, we get up at 6 a.m. We don't have that commute. So what do? We sit down at our computer and we start doing emails right away. And we have to form good, healthy habits of going to the gym and unplugging in the morning, or reading in the morning, or meditating and doing yoga, or just even if you want to watch a show in the morning, that it doesn't involve work. And then when it comes 5 o'clock, and that's the normal stop time, if you work 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or whatever it is, that you shut your laptop and you turn away from your computer and you walk out of your office where it's at. So that way you're not going back in there and feel the pressure to go back into that work and actually go engage in home where it is supposed to be. We forget back in the day, we would drive home at 5 o'clock and we would hate rush hour, but we'd, and bitch about it and complain about it and maybe listen to a podcast, maybe talk to a friend, but, or maybe just unplug. But when we got home, we didn't pull our laptops out, or we had desktops and we didn't even work or worry about the work that was, there until the next day. And that's what we really need to figure out how to get to or get back to as a society when we're especially working with remote and hybrids. The other thing is with this digital burnout and digital stress is the digital isolation. So many of us that do work remotely, the only contact we have is through the screen. It's through this camera, it's through this microphone, and that's not healthy. If we're people that are working, and like I said, we're at home all the time, because we work remotely, we need to make sure that we go out for coffee in the morning. We go to the gym in the morning. Maybe we go out and, a couple days a week and go get lunch versus making lunch at home. Or maybe go out for a happy hour at 5 o'clock and just sit, have a drink, have a mocktail, or even just grab a salad or an appetizer just to get out of the house so that you can engage with other people. The biggest thing that's happening right now with this digital isolation is we don't get out. We don't talk to people. And when we do, this isn't talking. Communicating. We need to be able to shake hands, hug. We need to be able to see true emotion, smell the things that are around us, taste the things that are around us. And we don't do that with digital isolation. And the biggest thing from the digital burnout, why we always have to have more and more and more, is the dopamine regulation. So we created dopamine we get dopamine from answering a text message. We get dopamine from checking and scrolling. And if we're able to regulate that, like I had said earlier, creating those digital boundaries, we're able to get dopamine from other areas and other things. And whether it's playing with the kids, or whether it's going for a walk, or, replacing those dopamines that you're getting from the digital technology with actual dopamine with activities that help create a better overall experience for us as individuals. So again, this really came up because I had somebody come in and they were talking about their professional pressure. And, there's so many of us out there, and that I talk to all the time, whether it's the soccer mom, whether it's the father, that has to be on call all the time for his kids or his wife and things like that. That he's just, I really wish we could go back to a life that didn't have cell phones. And it is that double-edged sword that we always, say we got to be careful what we ask for, because we are connected 24/7 now. We almost have what I call a digital leash on us, because wherever we go, we have our cell phones. And, becoming a counselor, it was one of the greatest things that happened to me, because I'm able to put my phone down for, 6 and 8 hours, and I don't get to check it because I'm with clients. And when I'm with clients, my phone sits and I don't even think about it anymore. And at first it was a struggle. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I struggled. And now that I am unplugged, it's almost like, where is my phone? Oh my God, I forgot my phone. I missed 4 phone calls. Oops, I got to call them back. And it really helps the mindset of unplugging. And I'm more capable of picking up a book now than I am my phone. And I realize that I'm looking at social media less and less. Maybe I'm using Facebook 10 minutes a day, or I'm just using Instagram just in between, so that I have what I call a dead period, and that way I'm not thinking or anything. And that's kind of what I use social media for. I don't even use my other platforms. I haven't been on the Pinterest. I haven't been on, Snapchat, and I haven't been on so many other platforms, because I've slowly unplugged. And by unplugging, it allows me to create more time and less time digitally, that I don't really need that dopamine that I was getting from the digital experience. So if this is something that you're struggling with, reach out to me. Let's talk about it a little bit more. Let's figure out how we can get you to unplug, or at least regulate, or, again, create ways to reset, or develop a schedule that's going to work best for you. I'm Chris Cortagas. I am a licensed counselor. I'm a life coach and a wellness consultant that works with high achieving individuals and power couples. I also work with Fortune 500 companies and small businesses to help them create less workout, less burnout, and increase morale. And this is one of the ways that we can do it, is digital burnout, and figuring out how we can adjust the culture of the business. And let's face it, let's adjust the culture of the way we as individuals wake up in the morning until we go to bed. How do we adjust the way our schedules look so that we are no longer getting burned out? If this is a video that you liked, please hit the plus button below, or the thumbs up button. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button below. If you feel that there's somebody that could hear this information and benefit, please share this information. Also, please, also, if you could, make sure you like this channel if you want to hear more information from me. And I look forward. And finally, if you could just leave some comments and let me know if you like this video, don't like this video. Do you resonate with the digital burnout? What are some of the things that you're doing that are working, and what are some things that aren't working? Let's talk about the stress together. Let's get this word out and figure out how, as a society, we can overcome digital burnout together.